Trying to make anime with AI has been the single most painful corner of AI video creation. And if you've ever tried it, you already know why. You generate a perfect character in scene 1, and by scene 4 she looks like her own cousin. Her hair changes color. Her outfit forgets what fabric is. The art style mysteriously shifts from Studio Ghibli to a Saturday morning cartoon halfway through. I've burned through more credits trying to make one decent 30-second anime clip than I have on any other style, until I sat down with one specific feature inside Flova that almost nobody is talking about. And once it clicked, I made an entire anime sequence in under an hour. So in this video, I'm walking you through the complete step-by-step process for making your own anime inside Flova AI, start to finish, character to export. We're going to set up your character with the ingredient system so she actually stays the same person. Lock in your anime aesthetic with Flova's skills feature so the style never drifts. Route the right model under the hood for proper anime motion, and assemble the whole thing into a finished exported clip. By the end, you'll have a repeatable workflow you can use for shorts, full episodes, or anything in between. First step, and this is the one most beginners get wrong, is how you think about building your character. Build your character with the ingredients system. Before you touch a prompt, before you write a single scene, you're going to set up your character as what Flova calls an ingredient. This is the move that separates AI slop anime from a clip that actually looks like a coherent show. Here's how it works. Inside Flova, you open up the Elements panel and create a new character ingredient. You're going to feed it multiple reference angles of your character: front view, back view, side profile, and ideally a 3/4 angle. You can generate these inside Flova using Nano Banana Pro, or you can upload your own. And I'd actually recommend uploading if you have a specific style in mind, because it gives you way more creative control over the final look. Once those reference angles are loaded, Flova builds what's essentially a 3D-aware profile of your character. That's the technical magic happening in the background. The practical result is that you can now write a scene where the camera orbits a full 360 degrees around your character, and her face, her hair, her uniform, all of it stays locked. No drift, no shape-shifting, no, wait, who is this person? The mistake most people make at this step is uploading one front-facing image and calling it done. Don't do that. Spend the extra 10 minutes generating those angles. It's the difference between an anime clip and an anime show. Now we move to the part that most tutorials skip entirely. And frankly, this is where Flova quietly leaves every other AI video tool in the dust. Lock in your style with a skill. Here's the problem with default AI anime. It all kind of looks the same. There's this generic AI anime aesthetic. Overly glossy, slightly plasticky, weird middle-of-the-road style that screams, made by an algorithm. Flova's answer to that is a feature called skills. Think of a skill as a custom instruction set you teach the AI once and then reuse forever. You can build a skill that specifies your lighting preferences. Say, soft cell shading with rim light. Your color palette, muted pastels, or high-contrast neons, or whatever defines your show's identity. Your camera language, handheld energy, locked-off cinematic frames, dynamic pans, even pacing choices. You teach Flova your aesthetic once, save it as a skill, and from then on every project you run through, that skill inherits that look. To set one up, you head into the Skills section, click Create New, and either describe your style in natural language or, and this is the move, reference a specific anime that captures the vibe you want, something like, in the style of late 90s cell anime, soft pastel palette, dramatic rim lighting, mid-distance medium shots with occasional close-ups for emotional beats. Save it. Name it. From now on, that skill is one click away on every future project. This is the feature that turns Flova from a generic generator into something that actually feels like your studio. And once you've got your character and your skill locked in, you're ready for the part that actually starts to look like animation. Generate your storyboard. Now you go to the main chat and type out your concept. Be specific. Vague prompts get vague results. Instead of anime girl walks through a city, try something like a 60-second anime sequence. A teenage protagonist with short purple hair walks home through a neon-lit Tokyo street at night, stops to look up at the rain, and remembers a moment from her past. Flashback to a sunny rooftop, then return to present day. Notice what's happening there. You've given Flova a clear emotional arc, multiple settings, a time of day shift, and a specific lighting cue. The platform will take that concept, apply your skill, reference your character ingredient, and within seconds produce a storyboard of 6 to 10 scenes, each with a shot description, a suggested camera angle, and a thumbnail preview. Here's the part where most beginners blow it. Don't approve the whole storyboard immediately. Scan every scene. If scene 3 looks too static, just tell Flova in the chat, make scene 3 a slow push-in instead of a locked shot. If scene 6 has the wrong mood, say, scene 6 needs to feel more melancholy, lower the lighting, and slow the pacing. You're directing now. Treat it like that. Once the storyboard feels right, you move to generation. And this next step is where you make sure your output actually looks like anime instead of a 3D render that wandered in by mistake. Lock the right model for anime motion. By default, Flova auto-routes your scenes to whichever model it thinks will perform best. That's usually fine, but for anime specifically, you want to make a small intervention. In the model selector for each scene, lock it to Kling 3.0. Kling has consistently been the strongest performer for stylized anime-style motion. It handles the slightly exaggerated movement that defines the genre way better than the more photorealistic models like Sora or Veo. Now, if you've got a specific scene that needs more cinematic camera work, like a sweeping establishing shot of a city skyline, you can selectively swap that one scene to Veo 3.1 and let it do its thing. Then route back to Kling for character-driven moments. That's the multi-model trick most people don't know about. You're not stuck with one engine. You can mix and match scene by scene, and Flova will hold your character consistency across the model switches because your ingredient profile is doing the heavy lifting underneath. Once your models are locked, hit generate and let it cook. Complex anime scenes can take 4 to 5 minutes each, so this is a good moment to grab coffee. When you come back, you'll have your raw scenes ready for the next phase. And this is where it actually starts feeling like a real production. Refine, export, and reuse. Watch the whole thing through once at full quality. Don't skip this. Look for transitions that feel rough, audio cues that miss the visual beat, or scenes where the character consistency wobbled slightly. For any scene that needs work, you can right-click and regenerate it through conversation. Same model, same ingredient, same skill. Just iterate until it lands. When you're ready to export, you've got options. Straight MP4 if you're posting to YouTube or TikTok and you're done. ProRes if you want to take it into DaVinci or Premiere for color grading. Or, and this is the move I'd recommend for any serious project, export it as a Premiere Pro or CapCut project file, which gives you all the individual scenes as editable assets you can fine-tune in your editor of choice. Here's the part that matters for the long run. Your character ingredient is saved. Your skill is saved. The next time you make an episode, an extension, a spin-off, you load both. Write your new concept, and your entire anime aesthetic is already locked in. That's how you go from making one clip to building an actual series. And that, honestly, is the part most people miss when they try AI anime once and give up. So that's the full workflow. Build your character once with the ingredient system. Build your style once with a skill. Write your concepts in the chat. Lock Kling for anime motion. Mix in Veo for cinematic shots when you need them. Add voice through ElevenLabs. Music through Suno. Refine in the timeline. Export to whatever finishing tool you want. The whole process, once you've got your foundation set up, can produce a finished anime sequence in under an hour. The first time you do it, expect closer to 2 or 3 hours because you're learning. After that, the speed is genuinely absurd. The only thing standing between you and your first anime clip is opening the tab. Flova's linked in the description, free to try, and the workflow I just walked you through works exactly the same whether you're making a 15-second test or a full episode. Go mess around with it. And if you make something cool, tag me. I actually want to see what you build. If this saved you the trial and error spiral I went through, hit subscribe. I'm doing a deeper teardown on the skills feature next week, and I'll be showing the exact prompts I use for different anime styles so you can copy them straight into your own workflow. Drop a comment with what kind of anime you'd want to make first, whether it's slice of life, action, sci-fi, whatever. I read every single one, and the best ideas usually show up in future videos.